one more guest. He has just come and he tells me he is which country?
Uganda.
Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Anza hapo.
There you go.
There you go, right?
Yeah.
Before we go that side. So this is Traf TV and my name is Kaka and I have a guy here who, as usual, we don't plan our interviews. We just happen on whoever is coming to have either a meal or a drink at Rafiki. And this guy has just happened, he's coming in to enter and I asked him to come and talk to us. I thought he's Kenyan, but then he says, Swahili changu sio kizuri sana. I'm Ugandan. So your name, sir?
Michael Osodo.
Michael Osoro.
Yeah.
Osoro again.
Osodo.
S-O...
O-S-O-D.
Oh, Michael Osodo is from Uganda. And are you from Champara or you are from the north or you from the south or from the east?
So, my tribe is Teso, and we come from the eastern part of Uganda. So, however, I've spent most of my life in Kampala and in my hometown back in Soroti. So, I'm well conversant with most areas of Uganda.
Soroti is famous. What happens in Soroti? I hear Soroti a lot.
Soroti is a small town. It's probably famous because the life there is very simple. And you know, simple sometimes is special, you know. Yeah.
Coming from the east and you are Teso, we have also Teso from the Kenyan side. Do you have relatives on the Kenyan side?
Yes, actually, I have relatives on the Kenyan side. They live around, I think, someplace called Amukura. Yeah, yeah.
Are you familiar with the Aworis? I hear there was an MP in Uganda called Awori, and you have a Kenyan vice president called Woody Awori. Are you family?
No, not family. Actually, my relationship with the family in Kenya actually comes mainly because on marriage, kind of one of my relatives got married over there, but it's not like pure lineage. It's not like it's not on pure lineage. Yeah. So that's how that relationship comes through.
So I needed to check on the mic, and then so
yeah,
there's the Kenya-Uganda relations. How do you compare the Kenya-Uganda relations vis-a-vis the Kenya-Uganda or Uganda-Tanzania or Kenya-Tanzania relations? Because there's some disquieted times between these three nations.
What do you mean by disquieted times?
At times, the East African countries act as though they are friendly to each other, but in real sense, they are hostile to each other. That may be deep, they touch on a few things here and there, but as you know, we are neighbors and we are friends. But how do Ugandans relate with Kenyans compared to Tanzanians? Or how do you see Kenyans relating with Ugandans?
So, particularly, I will speak just as an ordinary citizen of Uganda. I think at the citizen level, I think people are melting and gelling together easily. People don't have many issues, I think, at the ordinary person's level, citizens. That's what I mean. So I think most of the kind of frictions you may be talking about probably comes on the political level. But just as an ordinary citizen of Uganda and observing other citizens in my country, we feel very free moving anywhere in East Africa. Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and even when the Kenyans are in Uganda, they just seem to be very free. So probably if there's any friction, maybe at the political level, maybe.
That was what I was hoping for. That is an ordinary citizen of Uganda who feels at the ordinary level of citizens, East Africans are friendly to each other. East Africans like each other and we get along very, very well. If I speak on behalf of the Kenyans and Tanzanians, because I come from the Kenyan-Tanzania border, we are friends.
That's cool.
It's very good to go to the Kenyan side for food or for a beer or just for friendship or for visit. Equally the Tanzanians on the Kenyan side every other day, and we live with them very well. That's what we are hoping for, to get even better between even the other African countries. I'm told DR Congo has joined the East African community, right?
I've heard about that as well.
Yeah, that's like more than 100 million people. So is growing by the numbers. Now, we have had elections in Kenya. We have not even sworn our new president. It's just about. How would you compare politics, leadership in Kenya? Of course, we are not going to mention Museveni again in this topic because he's been president since 1986. Can you talk about the Kenyan leadership or politics side if you can?
So I'm not well much conversant with the Kenyan politics, but regardless, there's things that you can observe. Kenya has had some relative peace right from its time of independence up to the present level. You had one moment where it was kind of a little bit dark. I think that was
07,
yeah, I think that was that time, and I think you guys corrected that situation because since then, I think you're back onto a peaceful level. So, besides probably a few skirmishes here and there, I think Kenya is a stable country right from independence up to this present level, at least, and I think that's a sign of good leadership.
Just to bring you to speed, well, Kenya has had a fair share of internal conflicts, largely by the political class, trying to wrestle power from the independence party that was KANU, and a few other things. Leadership has always been wrangled, but at least we didn't go the cool way. There was an attempt in '82, but it failed. Uganda has had numerous coups in the past, and you also have a long-serving leader now who has been in power for very long and is not leaving power yet. But the people of Kenya made a choice to liberate themselves from bad leadership. And one of the things they did was to give themselves a new constitution in 2010. That constitution is being implemented very well. The legislation thereabout is doing very well for Kenyans. One of the things we did was to decentralize power from the national government to the provinces, and now we have governors managing what we call the counties. Will be the equivalent of a district in Uganda maybe, and it's very well because at times, development-wise or leadership, everything was decided by the presidency, and so some regions would be neglected depending on political considerations. Some regions would be neglected depending on how much they contribute to the national economy. But now, money goes to all the regions of Kenya. And the whole of the country now is developing as much as good as any other place in the country. So that's what you can say about Kenya. And I hope my children are not showing this, but they say you have very, very respectful girls in Uganda. The women in Uganda are very good. They respect their men, they respect family, they respect what? Talk about that.
Well, we can only talk about those things in generalities because there's always a specific, when you go into specifics, at least there's somebody also crying in Uganda. And there's people happy in Uganda. So probably that is a general thing. But yeah, what I know, yeah, we have respectful people, women in Uganda. They're very respectful, and the men too are respectful. But there's always cases where things are different, and I would imagine that's probably the same everywhere.
We're also doing very well in Kenya, I can say, but times in Kenya it gets to the extreme.
I was curious. No.
It gets to the extreme, and we also have very, very good women in Kenya, and we also have very beautiful women in Kenya. I am told though Ugandan women are very beautiful, and they work hard, they're very respectful, and they're in government too, because did you have a woman vice president in Uganda?
Yeah, we had a woman vice president sometime. I think she was Speciosa Kazigwe. Yeah, so we've had a woman vice president.
The girl child in Uganda then has a chance, like any other kid, anywhere. Kenyans, okay.
Yeah, well, when you have a lady in that high position, that's true. It gives hope to the young girls also. You know, like okay, I can probably also make it up there. You know.
Hey, our girls in Kenya go to school. They are very educated. For you to know that the two most learned girls in Kenya are the Chief Justice, who is a woman, and the Deputy Chief Justice is a woman. very educated and learned well, and learned as well because they call each other learned friends. That's how. That's the much effort Kenya has done to empower the girl child. And although Kenya is largely still a patrilineal society, everything is vested in the male species, but then the girls are doing their best to catch up. Although that's a topic for another day, because just to close my remarks, you don't empower the girl child by disadvantaging the boy.
I agree on that. As much as we talk about lifting up the girls, it shouldn't be done at the expense of the boys or the men, because then we'll be solving one problem and creating another problem. So I think those are my last remarks.
It has been good talking to you. Hope to see you again.
Yeah.
You will subscribe to our channel on Facebook. We are Traf TV, and on YouTube we are Traf TV, and on Instagram we are Traf_TV. My name is Kaka.
Nice meeting you, and thank you.